So what is strategy? This second video aims at defining what is strategy, what is a good strategy, and what are the key steps in a traditional strategic management process. So first of all, what is strategy? There is a very complete definition provided by Johnson et al. In 2010. According to this definition, strategy is the direction and the scope of an organization, of a company, over the long term, which achieves advantage for the organization through its configuration of resources within a given challenging environment to meet the needs of markets and to fulfill stakeholders' expectations. So, strategy is really the direction. Which kind of direction do I want my company to take? What kind of scope do I want my company to stay in over the long term? So a very important notion in strategy. Strategy is always about the long term of an organization. And this direction should help me to achieve an advantage, okay, in order to meet the needs of market and to fulfill stakeholders' expectation. Stakeholders are all the people which are interested in the organization, or we could have an impact on it. Okay, so stakeholders are all the parties which could have an impact of your organization or which could be impacted by them in a challenging environment. So this direction will bring you a specific advantage only if you consider the changing and challenging environment in which you are living and operating. So once you know the environment in which you are operating, you can have a better idea of the direction you should take to acquire an advantage. Okay? So that's the basic definition of strategy. So strategy is concerned with plans. So these are strategic plans regarding the direction of the organization. Where is the business trying to get to in the long term? Okay. Where is the business trying to get to in the long term? So key question is strategy. Regarding the scope of the business, which markets should a business compete in and what kind of activities are involved in such markets? Very important question is in strategy. The advantage of the organization by benefit from this plan, okay? How can the business perform better than competitor in those markets? So in taking this the direction and given this scope, how can the business perform better than the competition in this market? Of course, it's also about resources, okay? What kind of resources will be required to compete, okay? And to be able to compete. What kind of skills, assets, okay? What kind of money, finance, relationships, competencies, facilities do I need to go into direction and to achieve this advantage? And finally, strategy is also about plans which consider the environment in which you are living, okay? What external environmental factors affect the business ability to compete, okay? So these plans should consider all these elements. A last one is the stakeholders, of course. So all the people or parts which have an interest in the company or which could impact it. Okay, so what are the value and expectation of those people, of those parts? This should be really part of your strategic plans. So now, after having defined what is strategy, so what is strategic management? Okay, how can we elaborate a good strategy and make sure that it's well implemented? Okay, so strategic management includes three main things. It includes, firstly, understanding the strategic position of an organization. Secondly, it includes making strategic choices for the future based on this understanding of the strategic position of the company. And finally, it's about managing strategy in action. How can we implement this strategy? So to make a good strategic management, all companies should really take care and consider all these three steps, okay? It's about making a good analysis of my environment and of my company, good strategic analysis. It's about making good choices. What kind of strategy do I choose based on this analysis? And how can I implement this strategy and make sure that my objectives are achieved? And to be very complete, the traditional strategic process is the following one. Okay? It's called the Deming wheel. So to be able to implement and be very successful in strategic management, all companies should first make good plans. Okay? So based on a good analysis of their environment and of their company, they should have good plans which are about the long-term direction of the organization and which explain what kind of resources we have at our disposal to make sure that this direction will bring a lot of advantage to the company and to its stakeholders. But it's not enough, okay? You need this plan. But to be successful, you need to be able to implement this plan, okay? What are the main obstacles, the main challenges for implementing these plans? And then you have to solve this problem in the second phase. Then based on once you have implemented these plans, you need to check, to control, do we have achieved our planned objective? Okay? And then based on this control, you can act and reformulate and adapt your plans. Okay? If you have not achieved some of your plans, why have you not achieved them? And the reason why you have not achieved can help you to adapt your plans in the future. So that's the traditional strategic process. So strategy is about plans for the long term, but it's also about being able to implement this plan and about controlling the achievement of this objective in order to improve continuously the strategy of the organization.